Hi folks, it's Bob out here at Serenity Hill. Thanks for stopping by. I haven't made a video for a few weeks now. I've been kind of laid up. I had to go pick up my wood stove, and on the day I was to leave to pick it up, I took a bad step and sprained my ankle. I mean, it was sore, but I went ahead and took my trip up to Oklahoma, about 750 miles round trip, picked up my stove and got it home, and then the next day it was still pretty sore, but I needed to get it inside so I could get it hooked up because we had some cold temperatures coming. And we got the thing inside, and the next day when I woke up, my ankle was swollen up, about twice normal size. And I ended up with a grade 2 sprain, probably in part because I kept pushing it, trying to get stuff done, and ended up on crutches for a couple weeks. And that really put me way behind. And today I'm going to be going out in the workshop and doing some work. It's been probably close to a month since I've been out in the workshop, but I thought I'd show you. I'm here in the bedroom, and I thought I'd show you a little project that I did. This is the last project that I did. It's a little laundry cart, and it's on wheels. You see, on casters. Got a little bar on it for hanging stuff. And push it around. It moves real nice and easy. And it's like 24 by 24, so it fits through the door real well. The sides, the framework is just I cut down some 2x4 in the 1.5 inch square, and just use pocket hole joinery to join it together, nice and quick. Nothing real fancy. But the sides, I had some of my cypress still left, so I cut that into 1/8 inch thick strips, and then use that to make a basket weave for the sides, and then just put some polyurethane on it because I love the natural colors of the grain of the cypress. So it's nice and lightweight, and it moves around easy. And the day I brought it in here, when I had it finished, I asked Deb what she thought, and she took her old plastic laundry basket with the broken handle and threw it out on the burn pile, and has been using this. So that's been pretty cool. That's the last thing I did in a workshop. And then this is the behemoth of a wood stove that we got. Now I got my pipe hooked up, running out through the wall instead of up through the roof, and it drafts real well. But the thing that's neat about this thing, you see the size of it, and you see this thing on the side here, it's actually got a squirrel cage blower in it, and it's got one 10-inch duct. I'm going to be replacing that 10-inch duct with the elbows. It came from a friend, and that's how he had it at his house. But I'll go straight up with it, and then put a T, and I'll reduce a 6-inch and send one off that way that'll blow down into the living room, and off this way to go and hit the kitchen and dining area. And then here I'll put a T right up there that'll go down here, and then I'll put registers through the vents through the wall here, and above the door into the bathroom, and then a pipe blowing into the guest room, so that basically what I have is a wood burning stove that, with this surround on it and this shroud that blows air through. Here in the firebox, there's a couple square tubes that run through the firebox, and so this blower is blowing air through those square tubes that go through the firebox and then out through this blower. And then it's got a little vent on the side here that blows air out down below. But this thing, even with what it's got right now, it'll keep it warm, at least comfortable back in the bedroom. You can see Debbie back there in the background. maybe I can get her on camera a little later today. But, oh, you're afraid to go over there. You don't want to end up on camera. So that's what I've got going. I need to put on the other end of it there. I've got to do some finish up on the outside, but I tell you, climbing a ladder when you've got a sprained ankle it's not a fun thing. So I'm getting ready to clean up some of my mess here, and I'll go out in my workshop and get started out there. And I've got my sweatshirt on, but the way the temperatures are going this week, it's going to end up being, I think, what is it, upper 70s or low 80s. It's going to be low 80s for the next few days, and then down in the 50s, upper 50s at night. So it's crazy weather. It's going to be like that from what I've seen for the next week and a half, 2 weeks or so. So anyway, that's where we are. I'm going to clean up my mess, all my tools and the like that I've had laying here for the past 2 weeks. And get those out and get out to the workshop and get it straightened up. I haven't even finished straightening it up from the last project that I worked on, so I can start my next project, which is planing down some oak boards so that I can make cabinet doors, get those cabinet doors finished up, and then I'll be making a door for the bathroom. I get something special planned on that. And I've got to also, before it starts getting cold again, go out and get some more firewood from the firewood pile that my friend has for me. So lots of fun stuff going on. And like I said, I'll see if I can get Debbie on here a little later today. All right. I got my plans, got my cut lists, got my wood about 3/4 planed, and my ankle has had it for the day, so I'm calling it a day. Oh, let's sit down for a minute. Oh man, I tell you, that's one thing when you're doing all this work by yourself and you don't have anyone to fall back on. Man, you got to really be careful, because when I sprained that ankle, it put me on crutches for a little over 2 weeks, and boy, it has really crimped my style, put me way behind on my winter prep. I'm way behind on getting firewood put up and close to the house, and way behind on some other projects. I fully intended to have all my cabinet doors done over 2 weeks ago, but today is the first time in about 3.5 weeks, a little over 3 weeks, that I've been able to come out to the workshop and get anything done. And I tell you, I'm about done for. You see that smokiness in the background? Yeah, we are in southeast Missouri, and we're not too far from I think it's about 30 miles from us or maybe less from us to the Arkansas border. And we're in southeast Missouri, and in Arkansas, they've already harvested the rice. Most of the rice has been harvested. I think almost all the rice has been harvested here in southeast Missouri. But the winds are coming out of the south, and they're burning all that rice straw in those fields down in Arkansas. And you see that haziness in the background. That's actually smoke. And it's not from nearby. That's smoke from the rice straw down in Arkansas that's blowing up this way. So you may hear me, my head kind of stopped up and my throat a little raw. That's because for the past 3 days we've been living in that. So, any rate. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go inside and dust off and shower off. It's crazy. Got up this morning. It was, I think it was under 50. And right now it's over 80. And sweating like a son of a gun. So, crazy weather. We're going to have temperatures in the 70s and 80s for the next, 10 days to 2 weeks, which is really crazy. But so is that all that smoke from the rice straw. So anyways, we'll get through that. And, you know, just be careful out there. All it took for me to sprain my ankle and get a grade 2 sprain and end up on crutches was I was getting ready to go get that that stove, and I needed to change out the straight hitch on my receiver hitch to a drop hitch to drop down about, I think I got a 3-inch drop, 2.5-inch, something like that, because I've got this short trailer, and it's a little bit lower trailer than the one I had borrowed from my cousin. And with that regular hitch, it wants to ride up a little bit, and that you load it down, it doesn't want to run as good. So I put a drop hitch to get it down more level. And I have a locking pin on it, and it would not unlock. So I had to come in. I was looking for my grinder, could not find my grinder. I finally found it 2 weeks later in a drawer. I had never, ever put my grinder before. Why I put it there, I don't know. I got a cabinet over here, and the case for my grinder is in that cabinet. But for some reason, I put it in that bottom drawer of that cabinet. I have no idea why. I also have no memory of doing it. So I had to grab my Sawzall with a metal cutting blade, and I was aggravated and in a hurry. And it had rained the night before, and so the ramp coming out of my garage was wet. And I hit that thing, and my left ankle folded up underneath me, and I went flying every which way and hit the ground pretty hard. And it was sore, but it didn't really flare up until I abused it on Tuesday, loading that heavy stove up into the house. So that was interesting. But yeah, I've been down for a while, and man, it really sucks because I had all these plans and wasn't able to do any of them. And even right now, I'm able to get up and do some things. But if I spend more than, I don't know, a couple, 3 hours up and on my ankle, it swells up pretty good. And I'm going to have to go redo my brace somewhere and put some ice on it and put it up for a while. So be careful out there. All it takes is just like that of inattention. And usually it's when you get either not paying attention or get in a hurry. Those two things are the worst things. And down I went. So anyways, we'll get caught up. And I sure am rested up after this, I don't know, 2.5 weeks, about 3 weeks of having to stay off my foot. So feels good to be up and back doing things. Tomorrow I'll finish up. I run about 3-4 more passes through the planer on my wood, and then it'll be time to get my cut lists and start cutting boards so I can make my cabinet doors. All right. This is Bob at Serenity Hill. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you folks liking and subscribing, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.